starting off having a strong team and everybody believing in and have the same ideas and the work ethic as you're going to go far.
Right.
Your ideas and being able to communicate with them and talk to them, and they have their ideas and you have yours, you bring them together and you just put together something crazy.
You are now listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast. The show is designed to help you grow your mobile app audience and get advice from experts in your industry. Now, here's your host, Sean Garvey.
Every time I hear the latest song from the baby called Suge, I think of this guy right here. I'm a CEO, Suge. You know how the song go. I'm a CEO, Suge. I finally am getting the opportunity to talk to the CEO of Fleet DJs. Now, over the past several weeks or so, we've been talking to a few DJs and people on behalf of Fleet DJs on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast. But the gentleman I am going to introduce to you, he is a partner of BV Mobile, and he's been going around making a huge noise based out of North Carolina. This is where the Fleet DJs are based in, and they have such a strong presence along the East Coast. And we are so happy to have him on the telephone lines. He is here to talk about how you can market your app on the internet and how you can be a successful DJ in the DJ market and many more, and to talk about the history behind the Fleet DJs. I'm so happy to have this brother on the telephone lines. He goes by the name of Klassik, the CEO of the Fleet DJs. Hey, Klassik, how's it going?
What's going on with you?
I am good. Everything is everything. And like I said, I am so happy to have the opportunity to talk to the CEO of Fleet DJs and also a partner of BV Mobile. The great thing about BV Mobile is that we get a chance to talk to clients about their experiences in the entertainment industry and to give our listeners tips, advice, information on how to become a successful marketer and an entrepreneur in the industry. And with BV Mobile Apps Podcast, we have a platform to do all of that. So once again, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to speak to us today.
No, it's all good, brother.
How long have you been a DJ, and what inspired you to be a DJ?
I started DJing when I was probably like 11, and I have a lot of family members that's in the music business. Mm-hmm. And one person that I learned from, my older brother, and I got a lot of stuff from him, watching him over the years and different things like that. And then next thing you know, I started DJing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like a family thing, basically.
What kind of equipment, what kind of DJ equipment was your brother using at the time, and did you use the same kind of turntable equipment that your brother?
He was on a Technique 1200s, and this was back in early 1990s. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. 2000, somewhere around there, when I started doing stuff. But he was doing it a lot more because he had a record deal back in the day with Antoinette, signed to Jay Ellis.
So I'm interested in knowing the story behind the Fleet DJs, because it sounds to me, I have this vision in my head that you all one day are going to make a documentary about the Fleet DJs. But before that documentary can come into existence, I want you to spend a little bit of time talking to our listeners the history behind the Fleet DJs and how it got started.
The Fleet DJ started in North New Jersey back in 2001. And how it started was I had a couple partners and I had a bunch of rappers around me, and the situation was called the Compass Fleet, and the Compass Fleet was a rap group or whatever. So around that time, I just kind of took the name from instead of saying Accomplice and just said Fleet or whatever. And we had a radio network called WWACN, which is the Worldwide Alpha Communication Network. And from then, that point on, because we had DJs on the radio network back then, so out of just nowhere, we just was like, man, we're going to start a DJ crew. And it just popped up out of nowhere.
Wow, and the rest was history, of course. So, why did you, or why is it called Fleet DJs? I've always been wondering why the name Fleet DJs come to existence. Why call it that?
The fleet is based because it's a mob of people. It's a lot of people. And we're a fleet, basically. We are all over the world. So when I first started it was everything that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to make something real big. And fleet fit the name of what we was trying to do or whatever. And it just grew from there to becoming the biggest organization around, just saying, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, it was the fleet name just fit what I was trying to do or whatever. Like I said, it was always wanted to make something worldwide. Never thought it would get this big, but you know, once it started moving, you had no choice but to move with it and grow with it.
Yeah.
And learn with it.
Yeah, because when I think about this, I think like a record label. Like back in the day, you had Bad Boy and you had Death Row, Def Jam, all these different record labels, No Limits, So Def. And when I think about those labels, I think about Fleet DJs and some of the artists and DJs that are on there, man. Like, go ahead, and for those who are new to BV Mobile Apps podcast, we've had some of the people who are currently or active with Fleet DJs become a guest on the BV Mobile Apps podcast. But for those new listeners out there, let them know the DJs or some of the DJs that are a part of the Fleet DJ movement.
Well, the movement now, you know what I'm saying? We got 300 plus members, and that's just not DJs. We took the whole DJ coalition aspect and made it to a bigger situation instead of it just being DJs, because we have models, we have producers, we have photographers, we have MUA, which is makeup artists, we have different divisions inside the Fleet DJs, you know what I'm saying, from gospel to Latino to R&B to EDM to there's so much going on here or whatever. But as far as to answer your question, DJs, we got DJ L Boogie, who is the VP of the Fleet DJs. We got DJ OS, who is the president of the Fleet DJs. We have DJ Skinny, who is one of the regional managers for the East Coast. We got DJ Music Rocker, who's in New York. I could go today's naming names. There's so many people, you know.
Right. 300 members.
Yeah. And I don't call it a DJ. I don't even call it DJ crews or nothing like that. I call it a family because the way the Fleet DJs is structured, everybody talks to each other. I stress communication amongst all members. So, you know, you being in the music business, you got to be able to help one another. You got to know people. So I structured it to a situation where it's more of a family structure than just say your traditional DJ crew where people may not know the next person next to them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I got to shout out, because you said 300 people, 300 talent under Fleet DJs. And I got to take the opportunity to shout out DJ Danny T and DJ XTC, which are a part of the Fleet DJ movement. And I call it a movement because it's bigger than just, like you said, it's not just a crew. It's not just a team or an organization, but it's a movement. You all have expanded from just being considered as DJs. You all have the modeling going on, the radio division. You all have a lot going on, and it's a movement. And I know these cats, these guys that have been on the BV Mobile Apps podcast before, they spoke very highly of Fleet DJs. When you hear people say that the Fleet DJs is very, very incredible, is a great organization, a great movement to be a part of. When you hear all these great things about Fleet DJs from people, whether they are within the movement or outside of the movement, what goes through your mind, and how does that make you feel?
You know, as the days go on, I'm still striving to make it a better situation. You know what I'm saying? So I'm proud with where I'm at now, but I'm not stopping to where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like, I done moved the Fleet situation to being able to have a film side in the Fleet DJs called Fleet Films.
Yeah.
I done moved the Fleet DJs to the point where we have 17 online digital tracking radio stations, you know what I'm saying, that fits every genre, to R&B, to Latin, to gospel, to country, to rock and roll, to whatever you name as far as having a radio station. I have structured that. You know what I'm saying? We have Fleet TV. What else we have? We have we started a record label called Fleet Entertainment. We haven't released any artists yet, but we just actually started it or whatever. So there's a lot going on here that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes you just forget what you're doing or whatever. or stuff you have.
Yeah. Okay, so Fleet Film, Fleet Television, Fleet Entertainment Music Group, it's a lot. It's a lot, Klassik, to be honest with you. And not only that you have those various divisions, but you all have the annual conference that takes place every year. Talk to us about that. The annual conference. What can people? What all consists? Let me ask you this: what all consists within the annual conference that you all hold each year?
Well, this the 8th year we've been doing it. We did it in Atlanta 2 times. We did it in Raleigh 2 times. We did it in Charlotte probably 4 or 5 times. We're doing it in Charlotte this year or whatever. But basically what consists of the Fleet Conference is basically a networking event for 3 days. And of course you're going to have fun at the same time. But it's a networking event for 3 days where we hold different events as far as like panels where people talk. BV Mobile Apps is actually on one of our panels this year or whatever. We hold panels with different discussions. Like this year we have our tech panel basically or whatever, and we have a radio panel with a bunch of PDs and different radio DJs, and then we have our celebrity type panel, our main panel, which is our last panel of the day or whatever. And then we have like keynote speakers talking about different products and different things like that. This year we did the conference a little different. Instead of focusing on trying to bring your major artists or whoever, we really put a lot of focus on the DJ aspect of it, getting more DJ companies to come out and different things like that, making it more traditional for the DJ or whatever. So we went with a little different structure from what we did in the past and stuff. So, I'm hoping to turn out looking from what we have registered, looking real pretty good, and, we'll see how it goes.
It's looking real pretty good, but that's what the next question was going to be addressed to you, was that how does it become successful? What makes these annual conferences successful?
What makes it successful is, of course, the turnout. You know what I'm saying? The people that comes out and stuff, and just the feedback that you get. We won 2 awards for this conference already, and so we know we're doing something real good because our object is to help people. So if we're able to help people or put the right people in the building that's going to help people and not be Hollywood, we did our job.
Okay. All right. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. So far, we are talking to Klassik, CEO of the iconic Fleet DJs organization / movement. He's on the telephone lines breaking it all down right here on the BV Mobile Apps podcast, and he is also a partner of BV Mobile. We just got through talking about the annual conferences that the Fleet DJs and Klassik hold every year, and we're going to return to that part of the conversation in just a few moments for anybody that's interested in being a participant at the conference. I want to switch gears for a few moments to talk about what it takes to be a Fleet DJ. 300 members strong. Someone is out there listening, and he or she wants to be a part of Fleet DJs. What does it take to be a Fleet DJ?
Well, the first step is you got to go to www.fleetdjs.com and fill out the members app, wherever you're a DJ, model, photographer, whatever you are, you have to fill out the app for whatever it is or whatever, blogger and stuff like that. So once that happens, the app gets passed to the state manager. So then the state manager takes his time and then puts together an interview for whoever the person is, if it's a DJ, photographer, etc. You know what I'm saying? So then after that, they do a little process that they do the interview, they fill the people out and see if they fit Fleet material, because we get a lot of apps coming in. Some people don't fit the bill, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So they take their time and they thoroughly interview the person. If they feel like the person can fit what we, bring something to the table or just fit being a Fleet member or whatever, then it's a go. So, because like I said, we're based off of communication. So if the people is on that level and they not Hollywood, then more than likely you probably will fit what we're trying to do or whatever. Because we ain't just looking for big name DJs or whatever, or we just looking for good people to have in a coalition that's willing to help others and not just be about themselves.
Mm-hmm. I never asked a Fleet member this during the BV Mobile Apps podcast, but what is the age requirement to be a Fleet DJs? I know some young people out there that can definitely kick it behind the turntable, that can definitely spin, but they happen to be under the age of 21. What is the actual age requirement to being a Fleet DJ?
There isn't really technically with the Fleet. There is no age requirement. You know what I'm saying? Cause at one point we had what is his name, DJ JS1, I think his name was, or whatever. He was like maybe 14.
Wow. Okay.
So there's really no age limit for being a Fleet member and stuff. So if your guardian is up to you being on the chat rooms with us and conversating with us and stuff like that, then we don't have a problem with it, because you can't discriminate with age, because everybody needs help and everybody needs growth. So you have to start somewhere. Like we go all the way up to, we probably got DJs that's 60 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not even a problem with, as far as age. We don't discriminate, nothing like that.
Yeah, it's all family oriented from what I'm hearing.
Yeah. As long as you fit what we're trying to do, you know what I'm saying? It's a go. Just gotta fit it. Everybody don't fit.
Can it be?
Some people just want to be a part of your movement just because they see the name, but it's not about the name. You know what I'm saying? Like this conference, like even with the Fleet conference, we don't get outside people to help us do anything or whatever. Everything we do is based inside. You know what I'm saying? We do self-promotion with the conference. We don't hire companies or anything like that. We do our own promotion and stuff or whatever. So we keep everything in-house, even with graphics or whatever we got going on. We keep everything in-house because we got so many members and a lot of people do a lot of different things. So we don't need to go out.
Apps and methods when it comes to the communication between DJs and the audience, the followers, the people out there. What is your own, being that you are the CEO of this big organization, Fleet DJs, what is your method to your madness when it comes to marketing and promoting Fleet DJs, especially when it comes to apps?
Well, as far as promoting and different things like that with an artist, like it all depends on the person, but 9 times out of 10, you gotta have, like, the artist has to be doing something for themselves, because you just can't depend on any DJ crew to help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have the Fleet, you could have Core, Nerve, whoever you name. You know what I'm saying? And you still, as an artist, have to be doing things for yourself or whatever. So, but as far as marketing and promotion and stuff, like, you definitely need to deal with any type of DJ crew, as far as if it's Fleet or whoever, you know what I'm saying? Because, DJs is the key to getting the music played and stuff like that. I know the new wave is Spotify and different things like that, but DJs is the way around to get your music played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you definitely have to market yourself in a way that even if you didn't have a DJ crew pushing you, you're still pushing as an artist.
Yeah.
Going to spend money out on your promotion, going to spend money out on industry things and traveling and going to these events like the Fleet Conference and whatever else other conferences that's out there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to get around. You can't just be staying in one box.
So that segues into my next question regarding BV mobile apps. And this is what the show is about. It's about educating people on marketing and how to promote themselves and become successful at what they are trying to do. But with BV mobile apps, how much of an impact has it made to you as a CEO of Fleet DJs? And also talk to our listeners about the relationship you have with BV Mobile.
Well, BV Mobile apps, we've been dealing with them for some years now, or whatever, and it's a plus. The new wave is apps. Everybody touches their phone. You know what I'm saying? So you having an app to market your company or whatever you are, you know what I'm saying, business or whatever you do, your store or your comedian, whatever you do, you need, an app is a good thing to use to represent yourself or your company, right, or whatever. So getting the app is the no-brainer, especially in 2019.
Of course not. Yeah.
If it was in 2005, then that's something different. But we're in a new wave where everybody hold their phone in their hand all day long. So, even with playing music, you know what I'm saying? Like, take the Fleet DJ app. You can play the Fleet DJ stations off of your phone and play them in your car. So, and we also got the Android Auto through them. So, and what is it? Apple CarPlay. So, it's a plus. The app is a thing that everybody should have to market their brand.
You know what the app was back in the day before the smartphones and before all these mobile devices with the apps on them? You know what they were? They were business cards. They were flyers.
Yeah, yep.
We even had to use our own voices and word of mouth as apps. Like, yo, just listen to my stuff. Listen to my stuff on this platform. The flyers, the business cards. And not to say that those still don't exist, but because we're in a digital age right now, the apps tend to overshadow the business cards and the flyers and everything that's print nowadays. Because like you said, it's the new wave. And that's why people definitely need to get an app right now and listen to what all the Fleet DJs have to offer and whatnot. So with that being said, Klassik, CEO of Fleet DJs, right here on the BV Mobile Apps podcast with yours truly, Sean Garvey. How can one get your app and what all can they expect from the app when they go and download it?
All right, you can download the Fleet app on Apple. You could download it on Android phones. You could download it on Amazon. You can download it on all three of them spots. And basically, the Fleet DJ app consists of, because we have two apps. We have Straight Official, and we have the Fleet DJ app. The Fleet DJ app consists of new music, Fleet TV, all the Fleet stations, radio stations, which is called Fleet Radio Network. You can get news on the Fleet, on anything that got to do with Fleet. You get to get mixtapes and everything that consists of with the Fleet DJs, you'll be able to see on the Fleet app and stuff. Along with the Straight Official app, is basically the same, but that's more of our magazine app. So with articles and different things like that. But you can also listen to all the stations up there too as well.
Okay. Man, we had so much to cover within this edition of the BV Mobile Apps podcast. I know we only have a little bit of time left. it seemed like we got to do a part 2 to this thing, Klassik, because the information that you provided, the information you providing is such vital. What advice can you give to anybody who wants to follow the same footsteps as you, wants to be able to build a multimedia organization, radio, TV, film, etc., and hold conferences each year, promoting and marketing their brand? What advice can you give to that young entrepreneur or that young aspiring?
For one, you need a strong team. There's no I in what I do, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have other people that's in play, like other business partners, like my man Aaron, he's the CEO of Fleet, or whatever. Like I said, we got DJ OS, who's the president. We have Miss Isha, who is the general manager. We have DJ L Boogie, who is the VP of Fleet. We have Big Roz, who's the commissioner, and so on. Like, I have a team of people. You know, I couldn't do it all by myself or whatever. Like, there's no I in team. So, starting off having a strong team and everybody believing in and have the same ideas and the work ethic as you, you're going to go far.
Right.
Your ideas and being able to communicate with them and talk to them, and they have their ideas and you have yours and whoever else, and then you bringing them together and you just putting together something crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man.
So it's more of a team situation, how we work, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I first started Fleet, it was a little different. But as it grew, you had to put together a team that's going to be able to carry you on for how many years we've been doing. We got like 7 awards just off the Fleet DJs, and plus the 2 awards with, you know, the conference and stuff. So, you know, it's a work in progress, and we still grinding and different things like that. But I say get a strong team, because there's no even with the artists you see out there, it's always people behind these people that you don't know.
Yeah.
You won't see them, but it's people behind everybody that you see.
Yeah, man.
Nobody does it by themselves.
I want to see a Fleet clothing line. I want to see a Fleet DJ clothing line. I want to see.
Oh, we have that. We have Fleet Fashions.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That is great.
Yeah,
That's
one. Fashion. We got sunglasses and different things like that. That have like the Fleet logo on there, and some of them have like music notes and stuff.
Well, I want to see a Fleet coffee shop.
A Fleet what?
A Fleet coffee shop. I want to see a Fleet coffee shop, or it doesn't even have to be a coffee shop. It can be a smoothie shop, like a Fleet smoothie shop.
I got a big old mug.
Well,
yeah, I have a big mug.
Okay, well, hey, it's a start.
Yeah, we have towels and stuff. Of course, we got shirts and shorts and different things like that.
Well, hey, man, keep the grinding going, man, and much success to you. Congratulations on everything that you're doing and with Fleet DJs. Go ahead and give people the contact information, the website, for more information about Fleet DJs, about your, go ahead and give people the contact information, the website, for more information about Fleet DJs, about your conferences coming up, as well as how they can become a member, and just more information.
All right. First place, FleetDJs.com. www.fleetdjs.com is the main hub. We have about 6 websites on streetofficial.com. We have our own mixtape site, mixtapeheat.net. We have Latino Fleet DJs. We have Gospel Fleet DJs. We have FleetDJRadio.com, where you can listen to all the radio stations and see all the flyers for the shows and different things like that. Hope I'm not forgetting anything. I know we got like a ton of stuff. We have BreakingTracks.com, which is our podcast / Spotify playlists. So you can actually see and listen to all the Spotify playlists and all our podcasts and stuff. And all our podcasts are hosted by First Class. Email is info@FleetDJs.com. The number is 404-465-1546. That's the hotline number. What else is there? All social media is @Fleet DJs. Thank you. Next time we do an interview, we gotta talk about my music production.
I told you we're gonna do a part 2. It's coming. It's coming. Send your feedback and questions to podcast@bvmobileapps.com. That's podcast@bvmobileapps.com. Until the next time, we will talk to you soon. Peace.
It's a new year. It's a new day. We're starting it over. Starting the day.
Thank you for listening to the BV Mobile Apps Podcast with your host, Sean Garvey. For more information about BV Mobile Apps, visit the website, bvmobileapps.com. Don't forget to follow BV Mobile Apps on social media at BV Mobile Apps. Tune in again next time on the BV Mobile Apps Podcast.